Welcome to the Reed Report. Thank you guys for taking the time to hear me out. Be sure to smash that like button on your way in. I really appreciate that. Today, guys, I want to talk about Larry Fitzgerald. We all know Larry Fitzgerald. He's been in the league for a long time. I mean, a long time. Since 2004, he was in the draft class of Phillip Rivers, who's now retired. Eli Manning, who's now retired, Ben Roethlisberger, who's still playing, and Larry Fitzgerald. He was also in that draft class, and he's 37 years of age, about to be 38 on the 31st of August. And again, he's still in the NFL, still playing, and he's been playing for the same team since his, debut. I believe Anquan Bolton, his former teammate, was in that draft as well. But yeah, so Larry's been playing for the Cardinals since 2004. He's still there. He's pretty much done it all. He's been first team All-Pro, second team All-Pro, 11-time Pro Bowler, 2-time reception leader, 2-time NFL receiving touchdown leader. He's been to a Super Bowl. But the only thing he has not done yet, of course, was win a Super Bowl. Career of 17,492 yards, 1,432 receptions for 121 touchdowns. He's been to a Super Bowl. Of course, we remember back in 2008, the 2008 season, they played the Steelers in the Super Bowl. They had the lead towards the end of the game. And we remember Big Ben making that pass to, I think, Santonio Holmes in the back of the end zone to come back to win the game. And it was just a shocker. It was devastating for those, for people who were rooting for the Cardinals to win and Larry Fitzgerald. And he was that close. Of course, Kurt Warner, quarterback of the team. They were very close to winning that Super Bowl. And had they won that Super Bowl, we wouldn't be seeing Larry Fitzgerald in the NFL today. Of course, we all know. But Larry has had some, bad spots in his career. Meaning, playing for Arizona. They're not the greatest organization in the world. They're not, pretty historic, but they're not the big winning franchise like that. In his, 17 years of playing, he's only been to the playoffs 4 times. He's only been 4 times in 16, 17 years of being a pro. And recently he's come out and stated that on his show that he doesn't have the urge to really play football at the moment. He doesn't have the urge. He said maybe he'll feel different in September, October, but we know one thing for certain: we're not going to see Larry Fitzgerald here in the preseason as we wrap up week 2 and going into week 3. But I wanted to address that because I don't necessarily think he's tired of playing football. Arizona did acquire some pieces during the offseason, just like they did last year when they got DeAndre Hopkins. But Larry has endured some tough times in Arizona. Recently the Josh Rosen, he's had some bad quarterbacks. He's been in some bad situations. He's had chances to leave. So of course we're not going to pity him or anything, feel sorry for him, because he's had chances to leave, but he was loyal to the franchise and everything. That's his home. A lot of people wonder why guys don't leave. It's because people genuinely just like the city they play in. They pretty much, when they get drafted, they're still young. They're still young, like just leaving their teens, early 20s, and they grow up in this place, and this is home to them. So they feel like, man, these are the people, I feel like they've been behind me so many years. I owe them a championship. I need to try. I mean, as a receiver, there's only so much you can do, to be honest. But again, Larry recently stated that he doesn't have the urge to play, and I interpret that, for me, he's still unsure that the Cardinals can get it done. He's earned, like the GM said of the Cardinals, he's earned the leeway and everything to be able to take time off, and because he is Larry Fitzgerald, he is a legend in the game, a sure first ballot Hall of Famer. Again, he just doesn't have the ring on the resume, and I'm not sure Arizona is going to be even winning the division this year. I know they got J.J. Watt, they still got D-Hop, Kyler Murray, but last year they started like 5-2, 5-3, something like that. Yeah, they were 5-3, and they ended up finishing like 2-5 or something like that, and they ended up missing the playoffs at 8-8. They were hot. They were in, at some points they had the lead in the division. Of course, they're the one team in that division that always plays the Seahawks tough. They always have the Seahawks number ready to play them. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose, but Seattle will not blow out the Cardinals. But I think even with the pieces they have, Larry is just still uncertain that this team can compete, and I don't know if he wants to be traded or not. I mean, being traded doesn't guarantee, especially in the NFL, that you're going to win a Super Bowl. Now, a guy like him, I'm sure, wants that on his resume by the time he retires. Larry Fitzgerald wants to be in NFL a Super Bowl champion because, like I said, he's been in the league a long time, and he has not been to the playoffs very many times when you look at it. Just like Calvin Johnson, when you look at him, he just got into the Hall of Fame. Calvin Johnson been to the playoffs, I think, twice in his career. 2011 when they got blown out by the Saints, and I think, 2014 when they lost that game that I feel like they were screwed out of against the Cowboys in the wild card round. For a guy like that, who was also a legend, he does not have postseason stories to share amongst legends like Randy Moss, T.O., or, who am I missing? I can't believe I just forgot his name. Jerry Rice. But anyway, that's probably how Larry's feeling. Like, man, it's a good team, but last year they really folded and they had talent. And of course, you had Hopkins talking about it was something along the lines of like practice, like it's no big deal or something. And he's saying this as if the team is like surely in the playoffs, and they ended up crumbling down the stretch. And like I said, 8-8, they have their guy. I feel like they have their quarterback who's a dual threat, Kyler Murray. J.J. Watt, to be honest, I'm not sure how much he has left. I'm not sure how much he can continue to give them, but I don't know exactly what Larry Fitzgerald was going through, of course, but I do know that this has something to do, like my interpretation of this is something strictly football. Like, he probably wants out of Arizona. He is probably still unsure about the team's capability of competing because you have the Dallas Cowboys. You probably don't think they're Super Bowl contenders, but are the Cardinals better than the Cowboys? You have the Carolina Panthers. That's my team, so they're always Super Bowl contenders. You have the Saints. Are the Cardinals better than the Saints? The Buccaneers, defending champions. Falcons. You have the Packers. You have the Bears. You have the teams in his division. There are 3 teams in his division. All 4 of these teams have chances to have winning records. You got San Francisco, you got Seattle, and you got LA Rams. And he's probably looking at that like, man, are we better than these teams in our own home? I don't know how he's feeling, but I think that whatever's going on is probably football related, and he's probably just not sure if this team can compete, because last year no one really thought they were playoff contenders, really. They thought they could compete, try and get a playoff spot, which they were in position to. But no one thought they were Super Bowl contenders as well. And when you look at it, that was an opportunity. It was a chance because of the start they got off to. But 2015, when they got dragged by my Panthers in the NFC Championship game, that was his last greatest chance to try and win a Super Bowl, and they haven't been back since that time. And who knows what the future holds for Fitzgerald, but definitely something we'll be keeping an eye out for. Thank you guys for taking the time to hear me out. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. I really do appreciate you guys. Until next time, we out.